It's the big crime story that's gripping the entire nation. A young starlet, remember in 2013, Jiah Khan took her own life. But with the charge sheet that's been filed by the CBI that's been investigating this case, it's turned from just a mysterious suicide into what could possibly be a gruesome crime story. Here are the details on the tragic, mysterious, confounding death.
Murky twist to Bollywood actor Jiah Khan's suicide case. After former boyfriend Suraj Pancholi was accused of brutalizing Jiah, the CBI charged him of abetting her suicide. The actor now faces the law as the special CBI court takes cognizance of the charge sheet in its next hearing on 18 January. The CBI charge sheet narrates the sequence of events leading to Jiah Khan's suicide in June 2013. It says the actor was 4 weeks pregnant when Pancholi allegedly used gruesome means to abort and dispose of the fetus. The CBI charge sheet also mentions Jiah's letter seized by police a week after her death. The investigating agency claims the letter explains her mental status and circumstances that forced her to take the extreme step. Jiah Khan's mother, however, expressed unhappiness with the charge sheet, claiming it to be a case of homicide and not abetment to suicide.
Two main leading forensic doctors have testified that it is a homicide. So we went to High Court. High Court gave it to CBI. I don't know why CBI came with this conclusion.
Jiah Khan's mother is certainly not happy with this entire development. She is currently reading the entire charge sheet filed by CBI and is contemplating if she can file a case against this in the Bombay High Court. With cameraman Sachin Sawant in Mumbai, Vidya for India Today.
And at the center of this big twist in the Jiah Mystery, as we're calling it here on India Today, is what we're calling the fetus angle, because that features very prominently in the CBI's charge sheet. Let's get you through very clinically what it actually says. The CBI charge sheet says that on the 15th of January 2013, Jiah's test report confirmed that the young lady was actually pregnant. The next day, on the 16th of January, Jiah and Suraj both met a gynecologist in Mumbai who prescribed certain tablets. Now, these tablets are actually named in the charge sheet. We've decided not to, of course, put those medical terms here. Following this, after those tablets were actually prescribed, Jiah started bleeding after consuming the prescribed tablets. They were prescribed by the gynecologist. She started profusely bleeding at her home. On the 19th, just 2 days later, the gynecologist received a call from Suraj, Jiah's boyfriend, saying that half of the stuff, he was referring to the fetus, was actually stuck inside and the other half was hanging out. Absolutely gruesome image. On the same day, the doctor advised Suraj to take Jiah and admit her immediately to a hospital because her life could have been under threat because of this. On the same day, Suraj called the doctor and said he had helped pull out the remaining stuff, and so no hospital actually came into the fray. Just a short while ago, I spoke to Suraj's father, Aditya Pancholi, who's chosen to break his silence first in exclusive to India Today. Here he is, and here's what he says about Suraj, about Jiah, and most crucially, about the fetus angle.
Mr. Pancholi, your first reactions, to the fresh controversy that is broken now over the CBI charge sheet, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Your first reactions.
My first reaction is that the Mumbai police, they also charged Suraj with 306, which is abetment to suicide.
Yes.
After which Jiah Khan went to the High Court and she got a CBI inquiry. Okay? The CBI has come up with the same thing what the Mumbai police has done. So what's so different about it?
So what are you saying needs to happen at this point of time? Why do you think the current controversy is broken out?
Pardon me?
Why do you think the current controversy is broken out? Because Jiah Khan's mother...
It is just created, it's just some people who are creating this controversy. There is no controversy. You try to understand me. When this happened in 2013, okay?
Yes.
Suraj was booked under 306. Okay, which is abetment to suicide.
Yes.
And again, after the CBI inquiry, they have again come to the conclusion this is abetment to suicide. So what's so new about it? And which we are going to challenge in the High Court.
Mr. Pancholi, how are you as a family taking, the many details that are coming out right now? The court has taken a view, on these details from the charge sheet actually being reported at this point of time. As a family, your son, being charged, how are all of you taking it at this point?
No, we know what our son has done, so we're not really too tense about it. We're just worried about him, okay, because he's a young boy and, mentally I want him to be strong. But whatever is reported, it is not physically possible. Even a gynecologist can't do something like that.
Why do you think that the CBI has mentioned that in the charge sheet in that case, sir?
That's not the CBI, that's what the doctor is saying. So I want to ask the doctor, was he present while all this was happening? How can he say? Who was there? The only two people who know about it actually is Suraj and Jiah. Okay, how can the doctor say anything like this? That, fetus was extracted and this, that and the other.
So why do you think that has been said?
Medically it is not possible at all. Scientifically it is not possible at all.
Why do you think it has been said, sir? And why is it reflecting in the charge sheet in that case?
The doctor, see, every time something like this happens, they pick out lines which are masaledar, okay?
Yes.
This is what they have done this time also. That is what the doctor said, that Suraj called, that the doctor, see, first of all, it is not a forced abortion, which the doctor himself is saying. He recommended some medicine, after which she had some problems. So Suraj called him over the phone. Over the phone, can the doctor know what exactly is happening? Who knows about it? Nobody knows about it. And such gaudy things should not be coming in the media. This is what I feel, brother. I don't know anything else.
Mr. Pancholi, we are just asking the questions here at India Today. I can assure you we are only asking the questions. I just want to quote to you something that appears in the charge sheet, Mr. Pancholi. It says, Jiah Khan murder case, evidence on hand suggests that this note that Jiah wrote incriminates Suraj Pancholi only. Jiah Khan was being treated for mental stress between May 31st, 2008 to 2nd July 2008. Fact of Jiah Khan's abortion has been written by Jiah Khan in the note. Suraj Pancholi ignored doctor's advice and pulled out the fetus himself. This is what is written in the charge sheet, sir.
Is it possible? Is it possible? You ask expert, you ask a doctor or a gynecologist, is it possible for a human being to do something like this? It is not possible.
Why do you think this is reflected in the charge sheet, sir? Because this is a pretty detailed account.
And see that letter what you're talking about. First of all, it is not dated. Okay? It is not addressed to anybody.
That's right.
There is no author, there is no signature. It is just few pages. Okay? It is not addressed to Suraj or XYZ.
So are you saying there is a conspiracy against your son? Is that what you're hinting at?
I don't think so. I don't want to jump to any conclusion. This is sub judice, the case. We will fight it out in the court.
The reason I'm asking, Mr. Pancholi, is that Rabia Khan says my daughter was murdered. She says Jiah Khan was murdered. She's going ahead and saying that.
Yeah. If Jiah Khan was murdered, okay?
Yes.
Let's assume that she was murdered, okay? According to Rabia. So 306 is out of the window anyways. So this abetment to suicide is out of the window. If she says it's a murder, find out who the murderer is. How can it be possible that it's a murder also and it's abetment to suicide also? How can somebody do something like this? So it's really laughable. If it is murder, the abetment to suicide angle goes out of the window, doesn't it? You tell me, brother.
Absolutely. And on a personal note, Mr. Pancholi, with all this, adverse attention on your son Suraj and your family, are you worried about what could happen? As you said, he's a young guy. His career has just started out.
Just begun his career.
Yes.
His work. We will fight it out in the court. We'll get a clean sheet from the court. We have full faith in the judiciary.
And what is Suraj saying about this? I know that he doesn't want to speak to the media, but what does he say, sir?
He's a strong boy. He's taking it. He says, don't worry, Dad. Yeah. I can understand what's going on in his mind and in his heart, you know.
Is he nervous? Is he looking for help?
He's not nervous. He's not guilty. If he's not guilty, he's not nervous. He's just hurt. He's very hurt. Anyone would be.
When they were in a relationship, Mr. Pancholi, if you don't mind my asking, was there any inkling that there was any kind of trouble or depression, for Jiah or anything like that? Was there any inkling that it could end in tragedy?
I don't even know that they were in a relationship. Till I got to know through the media. Okay? And he never spoke to me about anything. I don't know anything, so I can't speak about it.
What would your next step be? Our final question to you, sir. What would your next step be legally and otherwise?
We will go for a discharge from 306.
Mr. Aditya Pancholi, thank you so much for speaking to India today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now let's take you through the salient points of the CBI charge sheet, the parts that actually delve into incriminating Suraj Pancholi, the actor boyfriend of Jiah Khan. The first is, it says that a forensic statement analysis of Suraj indicates that he was concealing information. This is one of the most glaring things that the CBI is actually saying. It says that investigators allege that Suraj didn't want to disclose details of his last argument with Jiah. And this last argument could have much potentially to do with what Jiah finally did to herself, which is hang herself from her room ceiling fan. Suraj refused to undergo forensic tests like polygraph and brain mapping. That's another thing that the CBI mentions in the charge sheet and is using as a potential indicator that Suraj may be trying to hide some information and to bolster their case of abetment to suicide. Suraj's false promise of engagement and marriage and willful conduct drove Jiah to suicide. Now remember, you've got the SMSs and you've got this analysis by the CBI saying that there was willful, stubborn conduct, false promises and perhaps even mental torture that led Jiah Khan to suicide. But what really happened on that day? We've got the charge sheet now, we've got those details and the circumstances surrounding that death. But what led up to it and what happened on that fateful day? Take a look.
She had a dream debut with the country's biggest superstar. In Nishabd, she played Lolita to Amitabh Bachchan. The film sank, but Jiah Khan rose to capture the public's imagination. The New York-born, London-bred starlet had hoped to scale greater heights of stardom, but that never really happened. She did bit roles in films like Houseful and Gajni, but the dream to become a superstar remained elusive. As Jiah and her dream faded away, she reportedly slipped into depression. On 3rd June 2013, she was found dead in her Juhu apartment, her body hanging from the ceiling with her dupatta. Jiah's death was termed a suicide, but since no suicide note was found, it has been shrouded in mystery. At the time of her death, Jiah was in a relationship with Suraj Pancholi. Son of Bollywood actors Aditya Pancholi and Zarina Wahab, Suraj was preparing for his big Bollywood debut. A week after Jiah's death, the police seized a 3-page note said to have been written by her. In the note, Jiah penned down her tale of torture. She said Suraj abused her mentally and physically and that she was tired of his philandering ways. It also mentioned that she had to undergo an abortion during the course of her relationship with Suraj. The actor-in-waiting was in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. He was questioned by police and later arrested on charges of abetment to suicide. Jiah's mother alleged foul play in her daughter's death and a CBI investigation was ordered. A villain in Jiah and her mother's eyes, Suraj Pancholi was however granted bail and soon became a hero. His introduction to Bollywood was made by none other than Salman Khan himself. But with a CBI charge sheet and him being made an accused in Jiah Khan's case, Suraj Pancholi's career seems to be in jeopardy. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, I can assure you on India Today's behalf that this is a story that has extreme sensitivities. There are people's reputations at play. There are families at war here. And Jiah Khan, who isn't alive to defend herself any longer. But it's also a story of high interest. And we here at India Today pledge that we will continue to report it to the best of our abilities and with maximum sensitivity.
All right, we are getting in a breaking news right now. Those were the headlines, but let's just get you news about the Salman Khan verdict. A verdict is expected anytime soon now, and it seems to...
So, guys, do you know why he's Kukkara Kamalda? Because he's a Delhi boy.